don't quit. Whatever it is, don't quit. I'm going to tell you just in a few moments about my life, because I've been where you're going to go, probably. 2 years ago, January 2022, at 4:15 in the morning, all of a sudden, I fall off of bed on the floor, and I got a stroke. My mother, my father, my brother, they're all gone. The only Bershad left is me and my wife. My wife came to the bedroom at 4 o'clock in the morning. She was in her bedroom and said, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" I couldn't get up. I'm a former United States Marine. I could not get up. That's how I felt like. My wife said, "What's the matter? What happened?" And I kept saying to her, "Well, why couldn't she understand me?" I couldn't speak. About 15 minutes later, I was taken to the hospital, to the stroke area. My wife, driving the car right behind the ambulance, says to the doctor, "Could you just wait just a minute so we can call the family doctor? What's happening?" And the doctor looked at my wife and said, "Mr. Bershad, you don't have a minute." I knew then it's over. I was at the ICU, my arms fine, legs fine. I can't speak. The nurses looked at me and said, "Mr. Bershad, you had a stroke. We will make things better for you." The doctors told me I will never speak again. And if I did, I would sound like that. One day, after 2 weeks, I got my own special speech therapist, a young lady who is half human, half angel, who has changed my life. And I want you to know what that feeling is like. The first day she came to our home, sat down, I sat here, my wife next to me. "Mr. Bershad, what is this?" A little picture, about this size. A comb. I mean, I knew what the hell a comb is. Come on, I've seen it. I don't have that much hair, but I still have a comb. "Mr. Bershad, what is this?" I couldn't say what it is. I knew what it is, but I couldn't tell you what it is. And she said, "Mr. Bershad, it's comb. Say comb." And I tried, comb. Okay, we'll try something else. After 3 days, I came back. For 3 days, I learned the word comb. Comb, comb. Came down. "Mr. Bershad, what is this?" "This is a comb." And she said, "Oh, that's great. Now make a sentence out of it." I said, "Well, how could I do that?" After 3 months, things got better. Went to the doctor. You have to come back to see the program they had for having a stroke. And the neurologist comes to you and says, he doesn't know you meet for, I said, "Hi, Mr. Bershad, how many quarters are there in a 7? How many 7 quarters are there?" And I said, now, I could do it instantly. I had to think about it. $1.75. Get some think, can you do this, can you do that? "Mr. Bershad, after 3 months, if you do everything, I mean everything, you may get 40% of your speech back, but never more than that." sound like this at the time to the doctor. I looked at him, and I stood like the Marine Corps I was, and I said to him like this, "Doctor, I was in the Marines, and we don't quit." I was angry. The only thing that got me going, and I'm being honest with all of you, I had a goal. My goal, I want to come back to College of Marin to talk to the kids that I mean so much to. That was a word for me. I didn't know if I could do it. One day, standing at a wall like this, with my therapist and my mom, my wife there, I just looked and I said, "It's not me. I don't know this guy. What happened to me? What happened? I used to be a happy guy, with good business, have great friends. What happened? Did I cry at all during this period? Did I cry? Yes. Did I get some depression? Yes. But I never quit. Never. After 6 months, September comes, I think I'm ready. I drive from where I live in Southern California. I go to the nurses class where I'm very close to. And there were 47 nurses to be. They introduced me. Am I frightened? Oh, yes. Coming down here, I'm looking at all of you and I'm wondering, my God, why did it happen? And I stood there and I said, "Good morning. My name is Bershad." And I made it. Right now the doctors tell me it's finished now. I have 95%. You can't better than 95 because your tissues are gone. Once you lose the stroke, you get new tissues, but you don't get all of them. How am I doing so far? Anybody awake? I mean, is anybody listening to me?
I'm listening.
It's okay. The point of the lecture is don't quit. Whatever it is, don't quit. Now, I have a great business. Do any of you know anything about what I do? It's a
You're an agent?
I'm president of a well-known motion picture television agency. We represent the actors. I've had actors, but mostly actors. We used to have directors. You could have producers, people have musicians, but we do just, actors. It's a great business. When I was 18, the very first time I came to College of Marin, the first day, was this, business number one. My dad had a store. They had luggage and leather goods and ladies' purses. I thought, this is easy. I mean, I've been in business since I was 13 with my folks. This is easy. this is easy. I had the book. In fact, I still have the text, Introduction to Business. Big thing like that. I said, it's going to be easy. What the hell is that? I never heard about any of those things. Believe it or not, to this day, I still use the same stuff that I learned in this College of Marin. This has been fabulous for me. Absolutely fabulous. I look back into my life. I know exactly where you're going to go through. You're scared. I keep saying that, but that's okay. The second year I was at this wonderful institution, I took drama as a minor. Why? I'm being honest with you. I thought it'd be an easy A. You look at plays, I mean, how hard could that be? I could do that, no problem. after about 2, 3, 4 weeks, the professor came over to me. He said, Lewis, he said, I would like you to come audition and be on the school play. I said, thank you very much, Professor. I said, I'm 19, I'm shy, I've never had a date, I could never get up and talk to groups of people, and I wouldn't know, how could you remember it anyway? Thank you very much, Professor. Lewis, I really think you should do it, and I'd like you to try. Well, I liked him so much that I said, yes, because I know I'm not gonna get it. He says, here's the script, take a look at it, come back tomorrow, and we'll work together. I said, would it be okay if I just did it now? I want to get rid of it. I know it's not going to work. He says, okay, and he does like this. Here's your script. Here's my script. Told me exactly what we're going to do. You ready? I said, sure. I mean, this. I'm no actor. I know I'm not going to make it. And he looked at me and said, Lewis, that was wonder. You get it. I said, oh no, oh no, no. 6 weeks, opening day. The Crucible by Arthur Mill. It's my mom, and my dad, my kid brother, all have gone now. It was a show about to start, and I went up to the stage without anyone's, and I, like that one, and there was my mom and dad, my brother, standing there, and I thought, my God, where am I supposed to go? I forgot where do I go? I don't remember, but it doesn't matter. I can't remember the lines. I was really scared, and I thought, oh my God, I can't embarrass my folks, the professor, the kids that work so hard, but what kind of, please help, somehow I made it. Act's over, and son, my mom and dad are coming, they're knocking with it, you're putting on your makeup and everything. And of course my parents thought I was probably one of the greatest actor of all time, for certain, right? 2 weeks later, I get a call from the professor. Lewis, come to the office. He said, Lewis, how would you like to get a full scholarship to Yale? Say that again, Professor? What do you mean? You will get a full scholarship to Yale University, drama school. Now you have to remember, my mom and dad never even got out of high school, because in those days you had the Depression and the kids had to go to work. You could be 14, 15, you got a job. That's what you had to do. Now, someone in the house got a high school degree, and now maybe to scholarship to Yale? That's impossible. He said, Lewis, now listen, you're gonna go into a different kind of environment. You're in the east part of the world. You don't know anyone. The weather's different. You don't have any friends there. Talk to your mom and dad, see how they feel about it. Well, of course, there was no telephones that way. You had to use whatever. And I asked my mom and dad, please, could you get there a little bit early tonight? Because they worked at the store. About 9 o'clock, they came into the house and sat down, and I stood there in front. I remember as I looked at my mom and dad, I thought, I bet I got a girl in some trouble. That's why my parents are here. Because 19-year-old guys didn't talk to their mom and dad like that. So they thought, oh my God. So, mom, dad, I've been given a full scholarship to Yale. My mom started to cry. My dad gets up. Didn't I tell you he'd make it? I knew he'd make it. Oh, wonderful. We start filling out the papers. Here we are, maybe about 3 weeks before the works are done. 7 o'clock in the morning, I hear, what is it? I open the door. There's my dad. I thought it was my dad. his skin was gray. And I said, Dad, what's the matter? He said, call Dr. Tucker. In those days, you had your own doctor. 45 minutes later, he's at the hospital. My dad's in the ICU. Dr. Tucker, my dad's gonna be okay, right? He said, Lewis, your dad's had a really bad heart attack. I said, but he's gonna be okay. Lewis, he's had a really bad heart attack. He said, your dad wants to see you. And you're only allowed for maybe 5 minutes. I sit down next to him, and he was gray, and he had a mask, and he had wires into his arm. And I touched his head, and it was clammy, and I wanted to squeeze his hand, but he didn't have the strength. And I looked at him, and the last thing I said to him, take care of your mother and brother. Went back to the house. About 5 hours later, I get a phone call. I'm sorry, your father died. My dad was 47. 47 in one day. One lousy day. I lost my dad. I lost my security. I lost my tuition. My mom went crazy because she went nuts for a good year. In one day, my mom wanted to sell the house. She wants to move to New York. The business has gone to hell. They have to sell the house. My mom says, you have to go with us. I said, I'm staying in San Francisco. Long story. I didn't have any food. I didn't have the car. I didn't have a place to live. And these two professors, my business and my drama business here at College of Marin, they took me aside and said, Lewis, you'll make it. You'll have a great future. Stay with it. Don't quit. And they even on a Saturday morning, out of their own time, gave me my finals. All of a sudden, in one day, everything's gone. Now, I'm going to have you one more bad part, and the rest is great. When I got out of College of Marin, I bought a car. My first car, brand new car. I want you to hear this, brand new, $695, brand new, a Volkswagen Beetle. Can you believe that? Can you, no deal, nothing, oh, brand new, $695. But I wanted a radio, and it was $50, and I didn't have the $50. So I would whistle all the time. That's what I would have to do. There was no radio, okay? I got a job in the real estate as a salesman here in the Sunset District, but full commission. So I had no job money coming other than that. And I was so hungry. But thank God, and then in Greek, what's the word? He's born in Italy, or he came here, immigrant. He opened his own pizzeria. I met the man, and he said, you could come every day, and you can have food then. But I said, I won't take the money unless I write it down, and when I make a living, I want to pay for it. And he said, with his fifth angulation language, Luigi, listen, you not to worry, you write it down on the boat, and we take everything so what they're gone. I said, that's fine. But I could do it every day because I was ashamed. So I was hungry. 5 blocks away from my office was a large grocery store. And I was hungry. And I walked those 5 blocks. I went into the grocery store. And I went to the delicatessen side. And there was a package of bologna, 85 cents. It didn't have 85 cents. And I stole that. manager called me. And they took me upstairs, and I sat there. And I don't know what he said because I blanked out. The only thing I saw was my feet, and I was thinking, look at the shame I'm bringing on my mother and father. I had a house, I had a home, I had a career, and this is where I am. Oh my God. After 15, 20 minutes, they let me go. I walked about 3 blocks, and all of a sudden it was like lightning. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I realized, right that second, I hit bottom. And I was either going up or I'm dead. And I moved forward. That was the place in my life that I was in bottom and I'm gone. And when me walk around like this and see guys 18, 19, 20, 25, and I think how lucky you guys are, because you have one commodity, time. That is the most precious thing that you have is time. Don't screw it up. Believe me, it goes so fast. Anyone my age would tell me when I was 19, Lewis, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. Believe me, it happens. Do whatever it is you want to do. Do the best you can. Do the very best you can. Don't quit. But all of a sudden, I want to be an air pilot. I can't be it. I can't do it. So that doesn't mean I lie down and die. I get another job. I do something else. Try. Make mistakes now. When you screw up when you're 19 and 20 and 25, it's good. It's okay. But my age, you don't get a second shot. The important thing I'm saying to all of you is I believe in all of you that you can make whatever it is you want to do, but don't quit. Please, please. I've had tremendous success in my life. I don't even believe it to be true, some of the things, but I never forget from where I came from. And I have a heart, how hard it can be, for some of you especially. And those are the ones I'm talking about most. Don't quit. Please, 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 don't quit. Now, if any of you have a question, personal or otherwise, I'm going to ask you. Who would like, if any question, who would like to know if anyone at least listened to what the hell I was talking about? So someone will speak. Yes. And do it loud because my right ear has been shot to hell.
How old were you?
You come over here. I was in the Marines, so I'm going to give you orders. Move it over.